conversation is happening on a much wider scale, and hopefully it will lead to something like tangible, something like I don't know, a good outcome. I don't know actually, but I still feel like we must take the problem like from the root, and not just like from the stem or something, like acknowledging violence that cis man and a cis woman experience, or maybe cis people like inflict on queer people, but we must talk about like the violence as well that was inflicted on us when we were chilling here in pre-colonial Africa, and these people came and said, "Oh, that's a penis, you're a man." Like, we have no context of how our society was ordered. We don't know who took what, like the configuration of like society positions at that time. All we know is that people who are pale in complexion came on boats and put us in very stringent, compartmentalized boxes and said that we do not exist outside of these identities, and that's all. And that's it to the question. And like not to negate, like not to say that pre-colonial Africa was rainbows and sunshine and butterflies. I'm sure we had our problems with respect to violence, but I'm also sure that we had our own ways of dealing with those violence, those acts of violence. I'm very, very certain that, like any society, we were very much capable of like having our own mechanisms to go about holding people to account. And what I'm saying is that I'm not saying that we mustn't hold cis men to account, but we must also like think about it on maybe like a layered sort of level, where you have to be like, okay, wow, you're a man, and this is what society affords you because you present yourself in a certain way. It's like, because it's a question of how people respond to you. So people respond to you as though you are a black man, which is things that are solely based on the visual, which like is problematic in its own respect and all. But like, we also have to like, so you confront the violence, or you introspect on that level, knowing that this is where the world has placed me, this is how I've been positioned, and I've been willing to like accept, I've played, like I've gone with the script of being a black man, and I'm somewhat invested of belief that I am a black man. So I should be able to, like, I don't know how to say it, I should deal with the violence on that level, and then I should also go back and introspect and look at how like white people essentially with these identities have used us as vehicles to inflict violence on each other. Or like not to say that we weren't inflicting violence on each other before, but I mean like the cars we are driving are different. The cars we are driving now are man and woman. The cars we are driving are queer and heterosexual, etc., etc. So I just think that when we have conversations about violence, we should always go back to what screwed us up eternally and forever, which was colonialism, and trying to reimagine how violence manifested itself in that context, and how one would have like gone about addressing or dealing with that kind of violence at that, and maybe not at that time, but like maybe get inspired by that thought to reimagine and rethink how we go about holding people to account, all while remaining cognizant of the fact that we are essentially survivors of settler colonialism, and that has very different implications on us, which is why like I think the men are trash thing is very much a contextual based situation, and people should read it or interpret it in ways that fit into their context, but they also should ask questions when they see conflicts with respect to where they are and that this movement is at large. And should like work around that. But yeah, I have no qualms with the movement. I think that we must continue resisting. I'll probably still continue saying men are trash, but obviously from a very different lens, but also like just to push the narrative so that people can do a lot of thinking. And hopefully that works. Also, once again, disclaimer, I'm just like a 20-something-year-old. I can't say that I know everything. And where I'm wrong, I'm willing to be corrected and all of that. But I just think that, yeah, it's this thing of learning.